Here we go. Here we go. We have a wife that cheated on her husband with her work husband. His work husband.
Pay attention.
Pay full attention. Pay full attention. Let's get into the video, y'all. Let's get into the video.
I'd never fathomed the thought of leaving my husband, because you don't do that in our culture, in our community. You don't leave.
Lies.
So that was never a question. So that was when I'm finding myself in this between a rock and a hard place, you know, and I'm just making bad decisions over and over again. But I'm just trying to alleviate this feeling of discomfort that I've made this decision in this marriage and I feel like it was the wrong one.
So you were willing to stay in this unhappy marriage for the rest of your life because
I was
culture?
Willing, yeah, I was willing to stay. Yeah. And honestly, I think if I did, I may have taken my own life.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yo, let's talk about let's break this down step by step, because I'm gonna keep playing it, but we're gonna go over it little by little. The problem, I believe, is we hand women so many excuses for bullshit that they do. Mm-hmm. Like, she's basically like, oh, you know, I'm gonna kill myself if I stay in this marriage. If you listen to the whole interview, and I recommend everyone go to Off the Record, right? Fair use, by the way, fair use. But I recommend everyone go to Off the Record and listen to this. Listen to her interview. You know, all in all, she had a good man. She ruined her relationship because of her feelings. And then the coworker or whatever it is, the work husband, was giving her the feelings that she wasn't feeling from her husband. What do you think about that, Mike?
I mean, fellas, the proof is in the pudding, all right? There's one thing you will never be able to compete with, and that is a woman's emotions. She act on her feelings. That's how they decide things. That's how they make decisions. That's how the wind blows with them. If they feel a certain way, yeah, buddy, it's about to go down. And when it comes to work, like, look, at my place of employment, I'm looking at all these Dominicans, these Spanish ladies. They got husbands, they got boyfriends, but when they come to work, they got a bunch of husbands at work. They got a bunch of them. I see it every day. The work husband thing is no joke. And if you a man that is really not, and fellas, how you shut that crap off, how you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you how you shut it off, man. How you shut that off is when you're dealing with a woman, man, you got to make sure that you being productive, you do not slack off. You have to be on a steady trend upward. If you should ever go down even an inch, a smidgen, and I'm talking about in your performance as a man, your performance as a man, your woman is constantly watching it. And the moment it changes or shift and it goes down in her eyes, she's like, oh, I feel I got to cheat on this nigga.
Here's how it goes, because I think the modern women, I do believe, is different, right? It's not like a woman who is straight up like, I'm with my man because he's super productive. These women are looking at things as, okay, he's working a lot, and I'm at home. I'm a stay-at-home wife. I'm bored. One of the women that cheat the most will be a stay-at-home wife. The man that's super productive, he's out all the time, but she's bored. So she's sleeping with the pool guy. She's sleeping with the, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
It happens. It happens a lot.
I know it does. But it's due to who that man is. All right, everybody, let's take Deontay Wilder for an example. Deontay Wilder wife now she planning her escape. Once his performance started to tank, once he got that ass dusted off in the ring, she already started planning her moves, y'all. This is how women are. All right. This does not speak on who he is as a man. It doesn't speak on what he did within the household. But what it does speak to is the moment your performance should ever take a dive. I don't care what you're doing. You could be a mathematician. You could be a teacher. You could be a pro athlete, an actor. As soon as your performance as who you are takes a dive in here, so how they are, that's when they're going to start to react.
And I agree with you. I do believe that's a major part of it.
Oh yeah.
But the other part that I see to it, what happens as well is, you know, you'll have these women, right? they'll get with a guy because they're not really attracted to him. But his productivity, his performance is attractive.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So they deal with it for the first year. They deal with it for the second year. They might even push a third year out of it. Right? Then after the third year, I wasn't, as the woman would say, I wasn't even really attracted to him anyway. Here comes Rico Suave. He's not even nearly as productive as your husband. But they're sleeping with that guy because that's who they're really attracted to. So this is why me personally, I believe if you get with a woman, you got to make sure she is head over heels about you before you even start dealing with her. Because relying strictly on productivity with a lot of these women today is almost, it's crazy.
I would agree. I would say I would like to use an example too of that. Damn, it was just in my head about that too, man. And it just, damn, it is eluding me. But I'm going to agree with you. Being just productive isn't it. You got to have other things in check. You know what I'm saying? Being an actual man is another thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be consequential. You got to be able to tell a woman no. And most important, fellas, you need to learn how to break a broad. Straight up. If you don't know how to break a broad, man, just leave dating alone. Don't get married. Just leave them alone. So get some snatch anytime you can. But other than that, if you don't know how to break a broad, sit your ass down. Just sit down. Because they will run the tables on you. Straight up. I break broad.
Right.
I break them.
He said, I'll break them. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let's continue with the video.
That's deep. I wasn't expecting you to go there. Did you consider what did you think was going to happen by you saying the truth?
What I'm going to say is going to sound really bad. I got to a point I needed relief. It was too much. The back and forth. He's asking me questions. I got to a point I was like, do you know what? Let me just tell him what's happened, because all the lying and hiding and sneaking, because it came in form of questions, you know. He clocked that I was using my Oyster card to tap in and tap out certain stations. So he's asked me, where were you on this day when I'd come home late from work? And I'd be like, oh.
What do you mean he saw your Oyster cards? How did he see your Oyster cards?
So I didn't know that basically. Okay, I used to use my bank card as my Oyster. I didn't know that on the TFO website, if you enter the bank details, you can actually see all the journeys that bank card
So
has
he entered
made.
your bank details in.
Yeah, it was interesting because he would always say, "Oh, my friend Blue saw you. My friend Blue was Oyster card."
Let's talk about the work husband. Obviously, this is a phrase that we hear all the time, and it's usually said in quite a jovial way. Oh, that's just my work husband.
Fair use.
But girl, you took it. You actually consummated that work relationship.
Yeah.
And took it all the way there. So how did it go from
all
an
the way
innocent,
there.
Oh, he's just everything I want, he's a bit of fun, to you now being in an entanglement as a married woman with your work husband? Talk me through that.
It was the fastest slippery slope I've ever been on.
Wow.
Ever. The time span is literally
And she will do it again, y'all.
November and December.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
She's going to do it again.
Yeah, because we met in September when I had finished mat leave.
Peep the tattoos as well.
Nothing had been cultivated at first, you know, and then October half term kind of happened. And I remember thinking, I kind of miss work. But why do I miss work? I just miss this person. I made that relationship about him, but I should have made it about me. He was revealing what I was missing inside. He represented the parts of me that I had lost. So for example, I said I'm a dancer. I used to be in a dance group in my church. We stopped dancing after a while. And so you can imagine I've got married, I've become a mum. I've not danced for years. This guy, we go out as a group of us, he starts doing leg work. I'm seeing leg work for the first time. And I'm like, what's that? Like, I was introduced to Burner.
And this is the thing. She is not saying anything about her husband being non-productive, whatever. She's just bored. And she wasn't really into that dude to begin with.
I'm going to tell you what she's saying. I'm paying attention to her, and I hear exactly what she's saying. She's talking about the level of interest. Fellas, you have to know how to make a woman interested in you. If you don't know how to make a woman interested in you, ooh, it's off to the races. Katie bought a door. She gonna go and find the person that's making her interested. Like, look, here's the thing, fellas. You step out into a bar, not even a bar, anywhere in a public setting. How do you compete against the other guys that are there? I know how. You need to make yourself stand out. What for me, talking about my pilot's license, that puts me above damn near 95% of the motherfuckers in the room because they they got driver's license. You know what I'm saying? I can go to Florida and take a plane over to Jamaica for a breakfast or whatever with a young lady. That makes you interesting. Listen to what she's saying. She's talking about this dude leg work. Keep breaking down. He's interesting. He's exciting.
Oh, you stupid.
Women react to that. You know what I'm saying? They react to that. They need that. That shit just
But you know, but then sometimes after you're in a marriage for so long, you know, you could have been that guy to begin with, right? Now, I don't think he was though. But sometimes in these marriages, right, you could have been that guy that was giving off the legwork, right? You could have been that guy with the pilot license. You could have been that guy that was extra. Then here comes another guy that may, you know, reminded her of something so small from her past. That's like, I could relate with you. And just that bullshit alone will be the whole reason why she ends up with that damn face. Look at that face.
I know that face look messed up. I ain't want to say nothing.
Sorry, Ma. No shot to you. I'm not attacking you, Miss Lady. But
I'm about to. Because them have to be lying, man. I'm gonna say this. Them have to be lying. Like I honestly, and this ain't no dig to none of the ladies. I'm just telling y'all straight up. And I've said it on this show on Sundays plenty of time. I don't listen to nothing y'all say. I analyze what you say, and then I pick out the real truth based on the things that you say. Like, come on, man. This lady right now, she wasn't really interested in her husband. Now, I'm gonna pay attention to more things that she was saying, because here's the thing. Her husband did not make other men look like a risk. Hear me again, y'all. He failed at making the competition outside not look like a risk. It is your job to make other people look like a risk when you're now taking care of a woman. If you don't make the outside individuals look like a risk, she gonna test it. She is. That's just what they are. A lot of people want to sit there and lie to themselves, even women, even the dudes. Yes, yo chick. Yes, yo aunt. Yes, yo sister. They are all like this. And if you fail at making the stuff on the outside look like a risk, oh boy.
Right. But yeah, like my man Quint said, he said from the leg work to the bed work. That's exactly how it went. She's just a 304. Her husband doesn't do anything wrong. And I'm gonna agree. He probably was the man who he's always been. And it was just not getting her moisturized. So because of that, she got moist for the work husband. Let's continue with it.
And a boy. So it's not just music again and dancing again. It's also African music. And my ex is Caribbean. Do you get it? So again, I'm seeing parts of myself that I have not been in touch with for a long time, but I made it that he was so amazing rather than, no, this is revealing something missing inside of you. So now I'm going to look for what I'm missing in my life in this person rather than finding that fulfillment in other places. Like, you know,
and is that because you were obviously at a huge deficit in your marriage?
Deficit.
Okay.
Deficit, yeah. I just felt like I'd gone so long without being noticed. And I remember there was one comment that, you know, the guy...
Hold on. Everybody, I want y'all to just, all right, listen to this lady. Listen to her. And when my brother Professor at? Professor, I'm gonna talk about your lady. Goddamn Tia Mary. Every woman does this. When they break the covenant of a marriage with a man who did nothing wrong, a man who literally poured out his heart, poured out his finances, did everything by the books. They'll go on a world tour telling everything, all the disgusting wrong things that they did to their man, and then they'll tell you that the man didn't do anything wrong, but the man is always quiet. Like take Tia Mary's husband. What's the brother name that she divorced? What's his name? Corey?
Man, what's his Corey Hardrick?
Right. He just now finally broke his silence after what? They've been divorced for a little over a year and some change or something like that. She's been on TV, on Instagram, on Twitter, talking about everything under the sun. Everything. And guess what? She ain't happy. She still ain't happy. She miserable. But that brother Corey, guess what he said? He said in that situation, nobody gave two F's about him. Nobody cared about the man at all. They just expect the man, we just supposed to take it. And he gonna ride off just like that. I was just about to talk about her. I'm a very professor. Yeah. So, you know, these ladies go on these shows and just start, you know, they're basically lying. It's a bunch of babble. Oh, I had to find myself and I saw things and I was making him feel amazing and I was missing things. No, stop. We not hearing you. You need more people. We don't believe you.
Don't believe
all
you.
Right? We don't believe you. All right. You can tell that story to the simp ass dudes, but the men who now get in the picture, who are now seeing the writings on the wall, yeah, nah, baby, you need more people. We don't believe you. You full of shit.
Right.
Carry on. Yeah.
Right. Facts. We're gonna listen to a little bit more of this bullshit before we move on to the main event.
Bullshit.
I made, and I remember we were walking and talking, and I was like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And he was like, "I just want to take you somewhere and just watch the wind blow through your hair."
Clap them draws.
Like, who says that? Haven't I never said that?
Don't you feel like because you're not getting that at home, everything that this man says is just heightened?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think that he was actually saying sweet things, or you just weren't getting that at home?
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword, I feel. I wasn't getting it at home, but he was also chatting sweet nothings because, you know, I will be honest, when I started teaching, I was deemed as, oh my gosh, she's an attractive teacher. There was a lot of buzz around me at that school. So I think he just wanted to be a part of that buzz and just wanted to just get in there and have his piece, you know. And
why do you got to get your cheeks clapped out, break up a whole happy home with your husband and all that, for you to realize that all these motherfuckers is doing is run a game? All they trying to do is clap cheeks. So he gonna tell you whatever it takes. But these women are, and you know what? I'm not even gonna act like I understand what it is to be a woman, right? Because I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because they get swindled out their drawers all the time and then turn around and say, I was manipulated. No, you wanted to hear that crap. So he gave you what you wanted to hear. Now you basically are trying to blame him and your husband for why you cheated.
I need to know, who was this work husband? She said she was a teacher, right? Now, this work husband, was he the superintendent?
Probably the janitor.
The principal. No, can't be. It can't be. It has to be somebody either with a status higher than her own. It has to be. That's why I'm hoping that she tells us who this guy is. What was his position if he was a work husband? Because I need to know. Because, I mean, it is a possibility. It could be. I mean, where I work at, I don't, you know, these dusty chicks, they be dealing with some dusty dudes. He work here with you. You only make like $19 an hour. So, you know, he ain't making no bread. You know, you guys on the production floor, y'all ain't making shit. Now, if you were messing with somebody with a blue hat, then I know you're trying to elevate yourself. So that's why I want to know, who was the guy that she was kicking it with? Was it just a regular teacher? Was it the superintendent? Was it the principal? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because women react to status. You know what I'm saying? If they are amongst a guy, like it's, look, I'm gonna call it like it is. A lot of work husbands tend to be supervisors, managers. They're always above the woman who works.
One level above. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Because status dictates how women act, man. It just do. Man, I'm after this show, I'm gonna go to the food truck thing that we got out here, man. I swear to God, I should put my cell phone on, man, show y'all how I do, man. I'm gonna just pull out one of my bank cards or one of my cards or something, one of these credit cards that has a status attached to it. I want y'all to see how these ladies act. They not stupid. They they look at the watch you got on your wrist. They look at what's in your wallet, and then they pounce. They act. They just do. These women ain't stupid. And then when they get them butt cheeks gripped and they get them draws flip flop and they find out they have game ran them, then they run back to the husband, man.
He manipulated me.
He manipulated me.
He told me everything I wanted to, and it's your fault because you should have been more attentive. And you
exactly. Fellas, listen, man. And I said this on the last show, man. Don't come to the show and don't listen and pay attention to what we're telling you. We're giving you the ammunition that you need to defend yourself out here. Trust me. Look, I've been a victim. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of the women, man, and the beauty. And I was married for 20 plus years. And I was a stepdaddy. I'm a victim, y'all. I'm a reformed stepdaddy. All right.
Reformed stepdaddy.
I will never go out here and do that again.
I don't think we need to hear any more of this bullshit because we kind of touched on every topic with it. So
and she keep making ugly faces.
Yeah, I can't even get a good pause, yo. Every pause looks like that. And this is a pretty woman with a resting face. Yeah, she is. But the moment she starts to talk, that happens.